If, because it's convenient and easy, we swing back, perhaps preserving a perfect line of sight with the right eye, turning comparatively little, and just pulling with the right arm as if we're starting a lawnmower, we find ourselves at the end of a long swing with a good look at the ball and with no particular stress. This is comforting, but not very particularly effective. Our elbows, should we stand properly, have the arms biased in this particular way, where the left arm is high, straight, looking out, and the right one low bent, looking down. And they're comparatively close together, even for somebody more bulkily built in the chest than I. And we then waggle, turn the shoulders, and keep the arms biased in that fashion all the way through the backswing. You'll notice they're quite close together. Now, I don't say close to my right side, though. It's a popular notion from the beginning of the 20th century to keep that very close in. They would often teach with a handkerchief under there and say keep it there. But in fact, I prefer not to let the arm be forced to stay against the body, but certainly have it close to the other arm. And if we keep the arms together, we'll find ourselves more efficiently on plane and in a position which more easily descends down the windshield and sweeps down the spiral, down through the ball into the position that we advocate. It is better for us to keep the arms together, not only at address, but also during the downswing. It's popular to recommend in golf instruction a thing called a late hit. And this was described as preserving the angle at the wrists long into the downswing and then majestically using it when it was most efficient and powerful. It was also decried that particularly amateur golfers would do what they call hitting early or casting, which would be to use the wrists to start the downswing, usually, I surmise, to stop from going to the right. If you've got a swing that fundamentally wants to go over there, this is really your only remaining resource. So golfers would rather sheepishly read in the books that they should hit late, but have to admit that they had no choice but to hit early, because otherwise they'd go to the right. Now, historically, it was not uncommon when wooden shafts were popular at the beginning of the 20th century that the game was taught where the start of the downswing had us actually throwing the club up away from our right ear and up into the air, the archetypal early hit. So there's been some confusion about which one is the appropriate way to go. A late hit, long described as a function of delaying the wrist action, I think should be better thought of as a function of the elbows. The right elbow is close in against the left one, or as close as is reasonable, and we form the backswing correctly, and then we descend a spiral. The arm is allowed to stay away from the body, but it should stay close in behind the left elbow as it descends that spiral. In fact, I like to, I think a slight exaggeration, if you'll forgive me, think that this elbow, the right one, is actually underneath the left elbow as you descend that spiral. Now that's of course a physical impossibility, but in thinking to do that, provided you've made the opportunity for a late hit to have effect by getting all the preliminaries correct, you'll find that you hit late very well, and there's this sudden rush with the hands as you go through the ball that's very effective and powerful. That's how I conduct a late hit, and that's why I think we work hard to keep the elbows in that shape all through the backswing.